Today we will see what is the syllabus of plus 2. The subject code CBSE subject code is 083 for session 2019-2020. First, we will see what are the different sections in which I am going to cover the topic. So the sections are prerequisites in which in this section we will see what are the prerequisites that you should know. Learning outcome. This topic will tell us that what are all we going to learn in this course and what should be capable of when we finish off this course. Then we'll see the distribution of marks among the various topics. After that, we'll see the details of the topics. After that, we'll see the practical, what are the constituent. Then we'll cover on projects. So our first section is prerequisites. So prerequisites is nothing but the syllabus which have been taught in plus one. So the main topics that will be required are Python programming, RDBMS, and in this SQL is most important. SQL will be used in Python programming that I will cover subsequently. After this, we will continue with our society, law, and ethics. Most of the parts you already started, but some new topics will be added. So, what is learning outcome after this? You should be clear about the concept of functions and recursions. Till now, we had made very small programs, and now we'll be going to make big programs. Big programs will be converted into smaller functions, and that will achieve small tasks. Recursion, this topic is huge. We'll see the details later. Then we'll see how to create Python libraries. You have already used the Python library matplotlib. Then we'll see file handling. Till now you have been using keyboard as an input, but that is not the case in actual scenario. So we'll be using some kind of files for moving of data, taking input and output. So that we'll learn there. After this, we'll learn something very important. That we'll see how algorithm functions and how will it take more time, less time. After that, we'll see the basic data structure, list, stacks, and queues. These are quite basic data structures, and this is also one of the very important topics. After that, we'll see the next topic is our computer network, in which we'll see the basic network, hardware, basic protocols, basic tools. And the fourth topic will be our again RDBMS. In this, the main focus will be connecting of database from SQL and retrieving the data. After that, the same topic, cyber ethics and cybercrime, it will come. Okay, and this after that we'll learn how technologies are used in various fields, like for disabled persons, specially challenged persons, and what are the different types of biometric devices. So these things we'll learn in this unit. Now the distribution of marks. Distribution of marks is like for programming and computational thinking, marks is 30, and this covers almost more than 50% of your marks. Because in practical also the the 10 marks are of programming, in which Python will be covered. So out of 140 marks are alone from Python programming. So this is most important, and you should pay full attention on this. Rest of the three topics are quite smaller. Computer networks, we have already covered some part. We will go in some detail. Data management too. In this, in 11th class, we have already read the basic SQL commands, how to fetch data, how to change the structure of the table. Now we'll be using those structures or those queries so that we can fetch data into our Python program from a database server. After that, this society law ethics, this covers 10 marks. This is more of a theoretical subject, theoretical topic. So you generally need to be aware of the topics. And last is practical. So in this practical, 30 marks are for practical. So out of 30, 10 are for 10 are for lab, and rest 20 for practical marks for practical notebook and your project. This will cover later. Okay, now what are the details of the Python program? First, we'll have to cover all the Python that we have already studied in class 11. After that, our the main topic will start functions. Okay, so in this right now, you might not be aware of various terminologies, but we at least you are aware of what is a parameter. So we'll see how parameter can be passed, what are immutable and mutable properties of database, how we can pass array to a function, what kind of values can it return. Okay, after that we'll see two very important libraries, mathematical libraries. We'll also go for the string functions. After that we'll go for file handling, in which we'll open some text file from Python program, maybe in some kind of mode, maybe input, output, or both, and we'll read and write data into it using Python program. After that we'll learn what are Python libraries and how we can create it. Subsequently, we will go on recursion. So till now, you have not done any program on recursion. We have been doing in normal procedural methods, uh, iterative versions. Okay, so we'll see what is recursion. Okay, in this we will generate Fibonacci numbers or factorial or palindrome. After that, we'll go for one searching algorithm, which is binary search. Then we will see how efficiency of a program is taken, whether the number of code or the time taken or the amount of memory and space that a program takes. So there are different measures. We'll have basic idea of that. After that, the topic will be data visualization using PyPlot. So this topic we have already covered. Line chart we have already finished. So two things are left: pie chart and bar chart. And these topics will also be very easy once you are familiar with line chart. Then now you have, I think you will be very easy for you. And last but not the least, that is data structure, list, stacks, and queues. This is also very important topic. This will take quite some time. Very interesting. Then we'll move to next unit. It is computer networks. We'll see the different kinds of network, LAN, WAN. We'll see what is a cloud, what is IoT, what is public cloud versus private cloud, wired wireless network, what is the client server environment, what are the various kinds of networking devices, what is NIC, switch, hub, router. So basically, general theoretical questions comes like what is cloud or what is IoT, what is wired and wireless network, difference between wired and wireless networks, and one question is generally asked about this next topic, which is our it will come subsequently based it is based on IP addressing and LAN structure. Okay, so before that, let us see this. So this is network stack, amplitude and frequency modulation, error checking, what is MAC address, what is IP address, IPv version 6, and okay. After that, we'll see what is DNS. This is also very important. Many a time questions are asked what is DNS. Okay. After that, we'll see what are URLs. Then we'll go some basics of TCP. TCP is your transmission control protocol. It is used along with Internet protocol in our internet. Then we'll see what is 2G, 3G, 4G, Wi-Fi. We'll have just basic idea of that. Then we'll see why some protocols have higher bandwidth, like why 4G is having higher bandwidth than 3G and 2G. Then sir, we'll use some networking tools, trace route, ping, IP config. These are some of the basic tools that we use in network for fault detection. Like if your network is if you are unable to connect to internet, how will you check what is not working apart from the physical connection? One more command is who is and speed test. Then we'll see what are the things in application layer. Like we'll have some basic idea about HTTP, how email is working, what how security is enhanced, what is encryption and certificates. Then we'll see some more protocols like FTP, SCP, SSH, uh, POP, IMAP. These are basic protocols. Now, the third unit is our data management. Data management, most of the things we have already covered in class 1. Okay, so if you are not comfortable in SQL, practice all the notes that we had made during 11th class. All the notes are going to be extensively used. In this topic, generally we'll have two things, like we'll be requiring to use a Django based web application, and a very basic we need to make a get and post request. Okay, apart from that, we should be able to read data from CSV file and write into it. And we are also required to uh, read data from SQL Server using a Python programming language. So this generally a practical question also, 3 marks question is asked in the final examination. So this is also very important. SQL commands, there are only three or four SQL commands that we are going to study extra. These are aggregation command, having, group by, and order by. Order by you have already studied, and group by and having, these are two new commands that we are going to learn. After that, our fourth unit is very simple: society, law, and ethics. Again, theoretical topic and having a extensive practical use. Okay, so in this we'll see intellectual property right, plagiarism, digital right management, licensing, open source, open data, privacy. Generally, is short question. Short questions come in this 2 marks or 1 mark. So you will be required to explain like what is scams, what is cyber forensic, what is phishing. Okay, and this IT Act, it is very important. One, at least 1 or 2 marks questions, 100% sure it comes in the examination. Okay, after that we'll see how we can use technology for solving our purpose. Okay, and we also read something about e-waste management. How can we, suppose a computer has become unusable, now we cannot use it. So how should we dispose it so that it does not make a pollution? Few other topics are like identity theft, unique ID, biometric, gender, disability issues. Okay, so these were the topics that we are going to study. Now we'll see what is there in the practical. So in the practical, 10 marks will be for lab, in which, as I am always stressing you, like you have to write two programs, maybe three. Okay, the distribution may be 7 or 3, or 3, 3, 4. It depends upon the choice of the examiner. So in the, while you write a program, so in that program, 60% marks are for logic, 20% for documentation, and 20% for code quality. So now you must have realized why I'm always stressing you on documentation and comments. Okay, and one program is, it is actually specified that one program should be using SQL query, and you should connect a database. Okay, so this question, so SQL is also very very important, and this is straight away 10 marks in the practical. After that, 9 marks are from report file. In the report file, you should have at least 21 programs. Out of 21 programs, 4 programs should be SQL, and one program should be on web server and file management. Okay, that's it. If you write less than 20 programs, nobody can save you. Nobody will help you out in this. After that, project and Viva. About the project, I will discuss subsequently. But in project work, your work, Viva is for 3 marks, and your file and your work, it holds 8 marks. So this is how your 30 marks are distributed among the practical. Now in the project, you can be extremely creative. You can do things which were not covered in your syllabus. Like you can use new libraries of Python which have not been covered to solve some day-to-day problems. Like you can make some small games, you can make some small software for the school, or you can make a mobile application if you want to go ahead. And a few points, like if three people are working on a project for 6 months, so at least 500 lines of the code is expected. So you should have at least 500 lines of code. After that, you should not copy it. If you are caught, then it's a problem. Apart from that, you should not use any pirated software. You should use open source available software. So this was all about your syllabus. So now you are fully familiar with the syllabus, and you know how to move, what to move, what are your aims regarding syllabus of computer science. So all the best. Now we can start with full gears. Best wishes.